Hey, everybody, what's up, Anthony Morrison here. Welcome. Let me get my webcam on. Very cool. Let's make sure I've got it set correctly here. All right, very cool. Welcome to tonight's Success Connection. I hope you guys are doing well. I see lots and lots of yeses in the chat box and welcomes. Thank you. Well, first of all, I want to welcome you to tonight's Success Connection. I think we got a pretty good training in store for you. We're going to wrap up our auto webinar business. Okay, so we're going to wrap up the auto webinar business, and that means I'm also tonight going to give you guys a way to run the webinar that we've built for you, but run it inside of ClickFunnels so that you don't have to. So that you don't have to have any other types of software, anything like that, in order to get it going. So that is really exciting to me anyway, for everybody that is with us. Listen, if you're new to the Success Connection, I just want to take a second to, first of all, thank you for showing up. Thank you for being here. We're here live every Thursday night at 9 Eastern, doing something, right? Usually building businesses. And so it's important to note that it's very important to note that if you've got any of our other programs, the Partner with Anthony program, the Ambassador program, any of our different programs, this particular training is not an extension of those. Okay, so what that means is we're not here to talk about any one specific program. What I do on this webinar series and on the Success Connection is I just teach digital marketing. I teach how to build your own funnels, build your own products, whether it's just opt-in pages or straight to VSLs or automated webinars or whatever the case may be. And then we build products for you. So we'll straight up build you a product that you can go sell. And we do all of that for you completely free. It's just one of the things that I do. If you're a student of mine, you get access to it. That's awesome. Hopefully you enjoy it. Hopefully you have a good time with it. And hopefully use it to make some money, right? Now, of course, if you've been here before, been here a lot, then obviously, we appreciate you coming back and continuing to be dedicated to really perfecting the craft and trying your best to always be focused on your success. That's the one thing I want to talk about before we really get started tonight with the actual training, showing you what I've built for you. It's just practice, right? It's practice. I did a webinar with Russell Brunson. How many of you saw the webinar with Russell Brunson the other day? Just say yes. It was on Wednesday, yesterday. My days are like bleeding together. Yes, I see lots of people saying yes. Very cool. So obviously, like, that was insane. There were, I don't know, somewhere north of, like, I think 12,000 people registered and like thousands of people that were on live with us. And we were on a platform I don't use very often, Zoom. Now, you guys know I live here on GoToWebinar. Like, I know what's going on. I know my camera is here. I know my chat box is over here. I know I can see the chat down there if I want to work. Like, I got this under control. But when I got on Zoom, I felt like a fish out of water. I'm completely confused. And I realized something that's very important, and it's really important for you guys too, and that is practice. Like, what I did was, before I got on Zoom with Russell, I got on Zoom multiple times this week, and I just kept getting on Zoom, clicking around, looking at different things, and I get back on there and click around and look at different things, and I kept practicing the environment that I was in, right? Like, I kept practicing being in that environment, understanding that environment, and really and truly dialing in like my brain and my mindset to be like, okay, I'm comfortable with this. And so I think that's very important for you guys, right? It's important for you to practice and to be focused on always furthering your craft, always doing something to get better and to be further along the path that you're wanting to go down. And another thing is that we always do better at things when we're confident, right? How many of you feel that way? Just say yes if you feel like you do better when you're confident. Yes, I see lots of yeses coming in. Awesome. Cheryl says absolutely. Like, when you have confidence, you do great, we can go back through like so many different people in history and look and analyze their personalities and such, but we don't have to go back too far. Let's just go back to like Russell Brunson himself, right? Super confident dude. Like he's the funniest guy because it's not like he's like super abrasive or anything like that. He's just very confident in what he does. And so he can get up in front of crowds of 5,000, 10,000 people, speak, and be happy as can be talking about ClickFunnels. Myself, I can get up in front of crowds. I was in front of a crowd of thousands of people yesterday talking about Webinar Fuel. Why do we do that? And how do we do that? We have a layer of confidence, and that confidence doesn't come overnight. It comes from months and years of dedication, right, to doing what we do. And so I say to all of you, maybe you're feeling a little less confident right now about some of the things you're doing, right? The way to build that confidence and build that success is practice. Practice and like actually doing, not just thinking about doing, talking about doing, watching other people do, but actually doing. It reminds me of when I started driving as a kid. And this is the last story I'll tell you and we'll get started, but I think it's important. Stories, you know, they say stories sell, but stories also teach. Some of the best teachers were storytellers. And it's because it allows people to relate, right, to what you're saying. So I'll tell you one quick story and we'll dive in tonight. When I was younger, I was probably 14 years old. I know that sounds, it's terrifying to me right now to think of a 14-year-old driving a car. But when I was 14, my mom let me drive the car. Now, I was not sitting in the driver's seat. I was sitting in the passenger seat, and I'd grab the steering wheel, and I'd reach over, and I would be driving the car. I had to keep the car in between the lines. Like, I consistently was driving the car at 14 years old. So when it came around, I was 15 years old, right? And I got my license. I still think this is insane. Now that I'm 37 years old and I see 15-year-old kids, I'm like, how in the heck do we allow them to drive at 15? They are not old enough to be driving. It blows my mind to think that I was driving at that age, but I was, right? And the thing is that I wasn't scared of driving. I wasn't scared of being behind the wheel of the car. I wasn't scared of the control because I had been practicing for so long. But I wasn't practicing, like I didn't throw myself, like just throw myself into the fire, you know what I mean? Like jump behind the wheel of the car and take off and pray. That's not what I did. It was stair steps, right? Like I would drive the car and get comfortable with one part of the process. And then once I was comfortable with that, I was able to kind of move into the full process, right? Because I had a little bit of confidence. And so I say to you that only to say that I want you guys to build confidence in yourself, confidence in your ability to do this stuff. And the only way you can do it is to be doing, right? You can watch somebody drive a car your whole life. That's probably not going to give you the confidence to drive a car. It's when you get in and start doing and start driving that car yourself that you start to gain confidence, okay? And the same thing happens with this. Doesn't matter what type of business you're doing right now, doesn't matter if you're in partner with Anthony, if you're our ambassador program, if you just got Webinar Fuel, it doesn't matter what it is, like as long as you just do it, as long as you just get in the trenches, right, and do something, you can truly have some massive, massive success. How many of you are with me on that? Just say yes, okay? I see lots of yeses. I see lots of questions about Webinar Fuel. Remember, listen, I know last week we sold Webinar Fuel on here. That was a once in a year, maybe once in every 2-year type of thing where we sell anything on here. You guys saw we released it to the ClickFunnels community on Wednesday. The deal that obviously that we gave you guys is now gone, just like I said it would be. True to my word. And so always trying to do my best to take care of you guys, my students who've been with me for so long. But at the end of the day, like the Success Connection isn't about Webinar Fuel. So for those of you that got Webinar Fuel, feel free to email support, feel free to reach out to me, whatever you got to do. We're going to start Webinar Wednesdays for Webinar Fuel members on August 5th. Okay, there's now a link inside of Webinar Fuel. You'll see it. If you click around, you'll see it under your profile or by your profile, and you'll be able to join us on Webinar Wednesdays. So that'll be pretty cool as well. All right, so let's talk about automated webinars and how we can start getting you into the money, okay? And how you can start making money with webinars right now. Okay, so we talked about automated webinars already, and we talked about a few things, okay? We talked about, number one, some of the problems, okay? Some of the problems, and the main problem was simply control. You didn't really have control over the process. A lot of times it was because it was web page. Okay, so it was web page based. All right, that's another kind of a nightmare. It's like, okay, great, now I got to get on a web page in order to watch this. I'm going to put an asterisk by this because I'm going to show you how sometimes web page based isn't such a bad idea. You know, some of the other problems were just really no testing, right? All these types of things, like no split testing, stuff like that. Okay, this is all what we call in platform. Okay, so here's what that means. That means that if you're running an automated webinar in somebody else's software, okay, and their software is playing that webinar back on a web page, and it's all and it has control basically of everything you're doing, then it's called in platform. And if it's in platform, then that does make it quite difficult for you to change anything up. It makes it difficult for, if there's a problem, for anything to be fixed. And ultimately, in my opinion, it hurts the conversion rates, okay? So in platform is not a good idea, all right? In platform is not a good idea on some of these platforms that I've seen. That's why we built Webinar Fuel, right? We're gonna lower my desk down so that I can sit and draw this tonight because I have a lot to draw for you. All right, so in platform, not probably the best idea. However, you can run automated webinars on web pages that are not, quote, in platform. Does that make sense, everybody? In other words, web pages you control. In other words, maybe on a ClickFunnels page, being able to run a webinar that's not as super techy as Webinar Fuel, but it still lets you play back the webinar. It still lets you have some control over the process, and it still lets you, you know, pretty much get the conversions that you're looking to get. Does that make sense to everybody? Just say yes if it does. Okay, seeing lots and lots and lots of yeses, very good. So that's what we're going to talk about tonight, okay? So we talked about a couple things, all right? If you're using like a software, okay, then this is kind of the funnel. And forgive me for my bad handwriting, my wrist is killing me. We have spent so much time doing this. I think I have carpal tunnel, but I literally can't feel these two fingers at all. Like, I mean, like at all. So trying to write, I'm left-handed, it's kind of difficult. So bear with me, my handwriting looks pretty terrible. All right, so in software, it kind of looks like this. You have traffic, okay, that's going to come directly into your funnel. Usually you have an opt-in / register page, okay? And this is the page that's going to register somebody for your webinar, and it does two things, okay? Thing number one is it sends them over to the thank you page, okay? And thing number two is it puts them in what we call the automated webinar software, okay? So it like puts them into that software, all right? Now, on the thank you page, there will normally be a little box that'll have a link, okay, for the webinar, and when somebody clicks it, what's it gonna do? It's gonna play back what that software has in it and what the software tells it to play back. Does that make sense, everybody? Just give me a yes in the chat box if that makes sense to you, okay? So in other words, when you're doing an automated webinar online, your thank you page and your opt-in page can be built in ClickFunnels, but your software is what's actually running the webinar, okay? Now, there's some pros and cons to this. You know, some of the cons is, like I told you, some of the software isn't always that great. That's why we built the Webinar Fuel software, was because we felt like we could do better at automated webinars than what we were seeing other people do. hence the reason why we built this. But that's not the only thing. If you're running a webinar and it's truly just on like legitimate, like legitimate web page, right? Like web page based, then you have a much greater propensity for being able to do well with it. In other words, what you don't want is a software forcing it to play on their web page, okay? There is another funnel that you can use that is probably not going to convert as high as something like Webinar Fuel, but it can convert really well. And that is that traffic comes in, goes into what we call an opt-in/reg page, okay? And then from there, what we do is we do a just-in-time session, JIT. Does everybody know what just-in-time means? Okay. I see some people saying yes, some people saying yes, very good. So just-in-time means that on this registration page, we would basically be telling people the webinar is starting in just a couple of minutes, join us right now. You see what I'm saying? We're basically saying, the session that you need to watch, it's happening right now. Click the button, join, right? It eliminates all of the automation that happens in software, okay? So let me just kind of show you what I'm talking about rather than just continuing to ramble about, okay? What I'm gonna do is, so for those of you that are new, we've built you all these registration pages, we've built you an automated webinar, we've built you like everything. But if you don't have our Webinar Fuel software, you might be saying to yourself, well, gosh, Anthony, how in the world do I use this webinar that you built for me? Let me tilt this down just a little bit for you guys. How do I use this software that you built for me? Or how do I use this webinar you built for me? I still want to be able to promote this thing. No, blah, blah. Okay, gotcha. No problem. Here's the deal. What we can do is we can take this opt-in page right here, okay, which we built this for you. And you'll notice this is the page right here, okay? So it looks really good. I actually really like this page. So we got this page ready to rock and roll. What we can do is we can go in here, we can clone it. I'm doing this for you guys, by the way, right now. So like, you're all gonna get this page for free, okay? You're gonna get this tonight at the end of the training. So you can see it right here. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go up here, I'm gonna add this, I'm gonna call it the ClickFunnels webinar reg page. Okay, so I'm going to call it the ClickFunnels webinar registration page. What I'm going to do is I'm going to add it to your funnels so that you guys will all get this tonight. All right, and there it is. And then so check this out. So what you can do in this page and on this page, okay, if you don't have automated webinar software, what we can say is we can say next training starts today. We can change this. Okay, so does everybody see it says it's starting in 30 minutes, like it's got a countdown timer. What we can do is we can put that at like 1 minute, I don't know, and 7 seconds. So something relatively short, okay? Remember this redirect thing here, because this will be key in just a second. So, all right, like 1 minute and 7 seconds. Now, let's just take a quick look. When we look at this page, by the way, I'm gonna give you this page, so I'm doing this for you. When we look at this page, you'll notice that this has, and by the way, we're very zoomed in, so understand that when you get the page, it's like zoomed way out. We're super zoomed in right now so you can see it. All right, so you've got this page built, all right? When you click this, it says watch the free training, and it brings this up and it says get instant access to the training, you know, and then it has, you know, whatever for you to join, okay? So here's what I would do, all right? And this is how I would set this up. If I was trying to get people to register to watch essentially a webinar replay, but make it feel like a webinar room. Does that kind of make sense to everybody? Just say yes. All right, I see some yeses. Very good, very good. I see some yeses. Keep them coming. The yeses are flying in. Okay, very good. So what we could do here, all right, is we can go in to this particular software or this particular page, okay, and change the timer to be a lower count, all right, and then we can build what we call a webinar page. So let me show you what this webinar page looks like. What we've done is we've used a webinar setup template, okay? And I want you guys to notice the video automatically started playing. And there's this little, it's hard for you to see probably on your screen. Let me see. If I zoom on in, there we go. Does everybody see that? So what this looks like is it kind of looks like you're in a webinar room. That was the whole intention of this when ClickFunnels kind of put this together, was for it to look like you were in a webinar room. You can clearly see over on the right-hand side, it says webinar replay ends in 5 hours, 47 minutes, and 24 seconds. The cool part about this is that since it auto plays like this, all people have to do is just click on the video and you'll start to hear audio, okay? How many of you have seen some of my videos that do that? Just say yes. Very good. And so this allows, like, if you have to stop and, like, when you have to press play, that's a decision you get to make. Is that so? It's kind of like this. It's kind of like if you're walking down the hallway in a hotel room. I've done this before myself. You're walking down the hallway, like where all the ballrooms are and stuff, and you see the signs out in front of each of those ballrooms, kind of telling you what's going on in there, right? Like maybe it's speakers, right? Maybe it's a speakers convention or an internet marketing convention. You can go in any of the rooms and listen to any of the speakers. So you might look at the nameplate and the topic, and then you're like, I don't want to press play on that, and you keep going, right? But if you walk past a room where you just hear somebody say something, you just hear somebody, or you see them in there and they're moving like this, and there's energy, right? You might stop and listen for a second. And when you do, that's what grabs your attention and sucks you in, right? So automating having an automatic play on the video, people are seeing what's happening. Like they're seeing, like, who are these people, on the screen? They're seeing me moving around in that video. They're seeing all these things. This is something that helps to suck them in because it's not a decision. They don't have to hit play in order to start seeing something. They can instantly see it. So I've already got this page set to where it has all of this already done for you. So it's like the video is going to automatically play. We host the video for you, so you don't even have to host it. I pay for the hosting, so I'm paying for that. Don't worry about it. The video is playing. This is the same Partner with Anthony Alpha presentation, okay, that took place or is taking place inside of Webinar Fuel. So for those of you that couldn't get Webinar Fuel last week, this is an alternative way for you to run your webinar. Also, for those of you that did get Webinar Fuel last week, this is an alternative way for you to run the replay. I always like to give different mediums. I don't know if that makes sense. I always like for people to be able to see things in different ways. So while Webinar Fuel is amazing, when you have the opportunity to run a replay, you can run the replay through Webinar Fuel. Then if people don't convert, you can come back and you can email them to the replay this way. Again, just changing up the look and feel, changing up the environment, changing up like what they see and where they're at, right? Because sometimes that can make a huge difference in how much you convert, right? Does that make sense to everybody? Just say yes. Okay, very cool. I see lots and lots of yeses. Now, there are some elements on this page that you're not seeing, okay? And we need to talk about it. So let's just edit the page. One of those elements, okay, is this right here, is the button, okay? Now this is super important, pay close attention. You need to have a button that's going to let people buy the product, okay? So for all of you, if you choose to promote this particular video, this particular webinar, this is the Partner with Anthony Alpha webinar. Now, I want to be super clear for all of you that are in Partner with Anthony right now, because a lot of you have asked, what is Alpha? Do you have Alpha? All that stuff. Everyone has the order link for Alpha in your CRM. So your links, where you get your affiliate link for Partner with Anthony, you all will see the Alpha link. It just goes to an order form. There's no reason to promote it unless you're using Webinar Fuel or you use this page right here that I've built that I'm going to give to you, because it lets you put your affiliate link right there on that button. That way, my presentation sells the Partner with Anthony Alpha program for you, and then you get your commissions. Now, a lot of people have asked me, what is Partner with Anthony Alpha? The only thing is we bundled up the upsells. So there's a couple of upsells in the Partner with Anthony program. All we did was just bundle it all together and sell it all at one time. So instead of somebody coming through and say maybe choosing the $7 a month Partner with Anthony program where you make $3.50, in this particular case, we assume they're going to take the 97. So we add that 97. Then we sell the Partner with Anthony Traffic Bootcamp. It's like 197. So we add that to it. So what we did was we added up the upsells, we packaged it up, bundled it, and then we offer it at one time. So there's no upsells. When somebody buys Partner with Anthony Alpha, they just go straight to the members area. There are no like upsells or let me sell anything else, because we sell it all at one time for $397. Does that make sense to everybody? Just say yes. Okay. And so what we're doing in that scenario is we're just grabbing and creating higher ticket buyers for you, and then we're paying you 70% commissions on those sales instead of 50%. So you're able to get 70% commission on that. That's $280, give or take, on every single time you make a sale. I chose to do this because I wanted you to be able to make more money. You know, I'm not in it for look, I love it when you make sales with Partner with Anthony, because you're bringing more people to our ecosystem. We're reaching more people. We're helping more people. We're teaching more people. It's great, right? But I know that in order for you to be able to make money with an automated webinar, you really need to be able to take the lion's share of the revenue from it, right? If you're operating on 50% margins, sometimes that's tough. It's tough to make the numbers work. And that's the reason why I gave you 70%. You know, I still pay 10% in merchant processing fees and such, and that leaves us with 20% to handle basically all the support and all the ongoing stuff that happens here, you know, as a result of this. So I think it's pretty fair. How many of you feel like it's pretty fair? Yes? Okay. So this would be considered like a done for you business as long as you are a Partner with Anthony student. Now, as we get into next week, when we start to build our second business together, or well, not our second, but our next business together, we actually will build out the product for you. So there will not be, you don't have to be a Partner with Anthony member, anything like that. But what I want to do is I want to teach you how to funnel stack, and I want to teach you how to funnel stack webinars. Okay. So for instance, you know, just if we're just drawing this out, check this out. So all of you, like every one of you right now, as a Success Connection student, okay, all of you have access to a product, okay, called the 8-figure funnel formula, okay? Now, the 8-figure funnel formula, it's an entire business. Let me show it to you. And I'm gonna show you, I'm gonna give you a good idea of how you can crush this. Look, so this is our Success Connection Student Resource Center. I'm gonna share this with you in a minute, give you the link where you can get all the businesses we built together. But if you scroll down, you'll see one of the first ones is the 8-figure funnel formula, okay? What we're doing in this particular business is we're actually selling a book. This is the book. I wrote this book, and it's pretty cool. I wrote the book, and it teaches people how to create a funnel. It shows them one of the funnels that we've used to generate 8 figures. Like, we talk about exactly what this is, okay? You get to sell that book, and you get to keep all the money from it, right? That's the deal. I built it for you. We also have an upsell, okay? And it's called the 8-figure funnel traffic sources. And this is a whole report on how to do traffic from Facebook and YouTube and solo ads and so on and so forth. All right. So there's an upsell to this business. So you can sell the book, and then you can sell the bump sale, and you can continue to sell all of the different products in this funnel. But here's the thing. If we look at this funnel, okay, essentially it works like this. You got traffic that comes in, okay, and that traffic comes into an opt-in page where you grab an email address, okay. This is how the 8-figure funnel formula business works. I'm going to show you how you can stack webinars on. All right. Once they opt in, they go to your sales page, okay. So that's the selling of the book. If they say yes to that, then they go to your upsell page. We only built one in, so we have upsell page. Okay. Now, there's two different things they could say there. They could say yes, or they could say no. Either way, they end up on a thank you page. Okay. So end up on a thank you page. All right. So here's how Russell and myself make really good money. It's called funnel stacking. Write it down. Funnel stacking. It's where we stack funnels together. We link them together because we realize if somebody makes it through certain parts of a funnel, there's probably opportunity to get them into another one. So at this particular point on these thank you pages, you know what we do? We go in and we put a link to our auto webinar. Boom. We put links to our auto webinars on the thank you pages. So we basically say, hey, thank you so much for getting the 8-figure funnel formula. This is awesome. This book is great. Listen, we have a completely free training to show you how you can partner with the author of this book. You can literally partner up with the author of this book and do affiliate marketing the way he does it and do it with him. It's really cool. There's a free training that we're hosting right now. All you got to do is click this link. You can register for it. It's yours free, right? It makes people feel like, wow, okay, I get access to this because I made it to this point. Does that make sense to everybody? It's like, oh, I made it to this point. Now I get access to this training, right? It's funnel stacking. We brought people in through one funnel, the free book funnel or the sale of a book or whatever, but we're sending them off to another funnel, right? So it makes sense that you want to have a lot of different businesses. You want to have a lot of different funnels and you want to interconnect those, okay? So you always want one funnel to be able to lead people into another funnel. And then based on what they do in, say, the auto webinar funnel, we could lead them into another one, or we could lead them into a different direction, right? All based off what people do and what actions people take. And so the reason that this is super important, the reason I want you guys to have this is always high ticket, right? Like these auto webinars are high ticket, okay? So these are high ticket webinars. I mean, you can make $280, that's way better than whatever you're gonna be selling this book for. Like maybe this book's 20 bucks, 10 bucks, right? And the upsell, maybe it's 30 bucks. Great. This will be 280 bucks. So this is how you start to truly be able to make big money from your funnels because you're just interconnecting them and you're making that whole ecosystem grow. Does that make sense to everybody? Just say yes. I see lots and lots of yeses. Okay, very good. In fact, as I digress, next week, I'm gonna let you choose what your next business is gonna be, but I'm also gonna let you choose if you would like for me to literally draw out and interconnect all of these businesses that I built for you beforehand. So basically create you the ultimate funnel stacking experience based on all the businesses we've built for you guys. How many of you would love that? Yep, I was afraid I was going to see lots of yeses in there. Sometimes I think what I decide I want to do when I'm on here with you is if I could just like have a pause button and maybe sometimes I wouldn't say the stuff I would promise that I'm going to do because it takes up a lot of time. But here's the thing, it's okay because I want you to be successful, and to be successful you got to do these things. Like you can't just halfway do this. You really have to do it right in order for it to work. Does that make sense? Yes? Okay, very good. So the funnel stacking aspect of this is huge, and that's why I don't want any of you to not have access to this Partner with Anthony Alpha program to be able to sell it. I want you to all have access to sell it. That's why I built it out in ClickFunnels too. Is it better to go through Webinar Fuel? Absolutely. But is it better to go through what we've built out here in ClickFunnels for you than to not do it at all? Absolutely, right? So either way, you're winning by us doing this. Does that make sense? Yes? Okay. Either way, you're winning, and that's what I really want for you, is for you to be able to win. Now, I told you, and we'll come back to this page in a minute. I'll let you guys get access to this. All right. So I told you there were some elements. One of the elements is this button right here, okay? Sorry, I'm turning the air on in my house. It seems like even late at night, it's just hot in here. Okay, so first of all, you've got this button, okay? we told you you've got access to your affiliate link now for the Partner with Anthony Alpha program. First thing you want to do when you get this page, click the button. And right over here, you want to put, you go over here where it says set action, and you want to put your affiliate link right here where it says enter website URL. You want to put your affiliate link here. Super, super, super important, because that's the only way you get paid, right? How many of you want to get paid? Yes? Okay. If you want to get paid, take a screenshot of this right now. Take a shot of it with your phone, whatever you got to do. This is the step you don't want to miss. Any other step, you could miss any other step and you could still make sales. But if you miss this step, you can't make any sales. And I can't put your affiliate link in here for you because I'm sharing one page with 1,000 people, right? I don't have all of your affiliate links and I can't. So you want to put your affiliate link right here. Now, another important thing, notice that this has been playing all this time. Like it's still playing right now, right? Also notice that that button is not there. That is because when somebody comes to this page, you do not want them to see a button that says click here to buy before they've ever even watched the training. You don't want that. It's not going to help with low ticket stuff. For instance, like the Partner with Anthony program, the way we regularly sell it, the button is there, but that's because it's $7. It's not going to run anybody off. Somebody sees this button and they click it and they see $397, they're probably not going to watch the rest of the presentation. Even though if they watch the rest of the presentation, they might actually find that that's a huge bargain and that could really help them crush it online, and that they need to do this and that they want to do this, and they could say, you know what, forget it, I'm doing it, right? So it's very, very possible that showing the button can rob people of even being able to make the decision they would have made had they not seen it, right? And that's the reason why we don't show it. So here's how you do that. Everybody pay close attention. I've already got it done for you, but I want you to learn how to do it. You put your mouse kind of over this big section here, okay? And don't worry, I'm going to give you this page. You're going to get this for free, so everybody calm down. All right, you put your mouse over this page, and all you do is you click this little gear right here that says settings, okay? So we click the gear. And then once you get this thing open up over here, you just go over here where it says advanced, okay? And then you click on animation. Let's go through that again. I'm going to get out of it. We first click on the little gear that's right here. You can do this on anything. You could do that on this video part. You could do it over here. You can do it on anything. But it really makes sense on the button. You click on the gear, okay? You click on advanced, then you click on animation. And right here, you'll see where it says time delay. And it says fade in, and you put in the minutes, 28 minutes, 20 seconds. The reason I have 28 minutes, 20 seconds in there is because that's how long it took for me to get to the point in that video where I said, now if you'd like to join the Partner with Anthony Alpha program, click the link that should be showing up on your screen, right? It was 28 minutes and 20 seconds in. So what's going to happen is nobody's going to see this link, nobody's going to see this button until 28 minutes and 20 seconds into it. Does that make sense, everybody? Just say yes. Okay. Very, very good. And then watch. All we do, we click off of it, we save. Now we've got a webinar that's running, okay? Shows the host, shows that it ends. I have this timer set. You can change it, but I have this timer set to end at 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It might not even be that way right now. I literally just, you can change it to whatever you want, okay? So you can change your timer to anything that you want. My real suggestion is probably to set this to, and this is what I usually do, to set it to 11 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And that way it's basically midnight everywhere around the world, right? Other than obviously on the West Coast. And so what we do is, and the timer will reset itself. So every day, it basically starts counting down to the end of the day, right? So you can easily go in here and tweak this and make this do and say and feel however you want. Now, there's something else that you can add to this. I have taken it off, but let me show you. All right, you can go down here. You can click on this little add new row button. Okay, we add a row. And then, let's see here. Do that. Actually, don't want to do that. Stop it. Let's add an element. That's what I want to do. All right, we can add an element, and then you can go through, you can add any of this stuff. I mean, just look at all these things. But you can also add Facebook comments. So if you click this, you basically can go in here and set it up to where people can leave comments on this, like a chat box, right? So if you click this, you can go in here and you basically put your comment URL in here, okay? This is basically, you would pull this from your Facebook, right? So we can't pull that for you, but I'm just showing you where you could put it, okay? So essentially, you could go in here and put Facebook comments on the bottom of this, and what that lets you do is it lets you have kind of a chat box, if you will, right? I'm kind of indifferent on whether or not that helps conversions. It certainly helps if you have Facebook chat there and you have 5 or 6 or 7 people that have said, wow, this is awesome. I'm so excited. I'm glad I got enrolled. I'm in the partner with PWA Alpha. Like if you had that, then it's edification. Like it makes the conversion rates go up, right? If you don't have that, then I'm not so sure that it really truly does a ton of good, but it's always worth split testing. What have I always told you guys? Always be testing. Like you can test any elements, and I want to encourage you to test elements because what you're looking at right here is a clone from one of the pages I personally use to run my webinars. Like that's what this is. That's my picture that I kind of cartooned up, if you will, made it really really dramatic looking for my webinars. So like this is my page and I'm giving it to you, but that does not mean that you shouldn't be testing it, okay, to see if you can find one that converts even better, right? And it's very possible that you can. It's very possible that you can do better even than I can do. And I want to encourage you to always be testing anything and everything that you can, okay? So this particular page. Now, let me show you one other thing that I always do, okay? So what I'm going to do is, I think I'm just going to leave the page. I don't want to save anything that I did. All right. Let's go out here. All right. So what I want to do is I want to grab this URL. Okay, so I got that URL. Now what I'm going to do is go back to my registration page where it says CF webinar registration page. All right. Now this is something that I always do. Some people will disagree with me on this. That's okay. But this is stuff that I always do. So your timer that you have set in here, if you click on it, notice that it says it will redirect after a certain period of time. See, it says expired action. You can hide elements, so you could literally hide the button, but you can also just redirect people to a different website. What I like to do is put the website address in for the actual webinar, right? So it's like, boom, put that into the webinar. Here's the thing. This is a relatively short page. This page is just not long, right? Like, this is not a very long page, all right? It shouldn't take people, if you're giving them 1 minute and 7 seconds to decide that they want to register, it really shouldn't take 1 minute and 7 seconds to look at this and say, okay, I mean, look, there's nothing there. So if they're still sitting on the page in 1 minute and 7 seconds, a lot of times if you automatically redirect them, which is what this will do, it feels like, oh, wait a minute, the training's starting. Does that make sense, everybody? Even though it says it's a replay, it still feels like, wow, wait a minute, something happened live, like something just happened. I came here. Now, you don't get the lead, right? So you don't get the email address, which you really do want, But at the same time, were they going to give it to you? If they sat there for a minute and 7 seconds and didn't register, were they ever going to? You know, what was stopping them? Now what we do is we just go in and push them to the webinar, and we're like, hey, maybe if we could just get them to see the webinar, maybe then they'll actually pay attention. Does that make sense, everybody? Say yes. So this is a little trick that I use all the time on my webinars. I'm going to go in and save this. Actually, no, maybe no. So I'm not going to save that, because I think what will happen is when I share this with you in the next few minutes, it will always automatically redirect your people to my page because I'm putting my URL in. So let me just show you how that is done again. You just go right here to the timer, okay? You click on it, it's very simple, and you just put the address of your webinar page into that redirect URL link, okay? I'm not gonna put mine there because I don't want you to redirect traffic to me. I want it to go to you. But that's where you would put it. Just say yes if you understand that, okay? Very cool. Very, very cool. Everybody is saying yes, yes, awesome, okay, great. Very cool. All right, so we're gonna leave this. So what we've done is we've built you a way to run the Partner with Anthony Alpha webinar and run it right within ClickFunnels, just using a standard opt-in page and then a replay page that, look, it's not gonna convert like Webinar Fuel will, but it's going to convert. I use this same page for my webinar replays. So I want you to be able to still gain some traction. I want you to be able to still, get this going. You know what I'm saying? So I wanted to make sure that everybody still had this opportunity to use this. And that's the reason why I built this out. How many of you like this? Just say yes. And listen, for those of you that got Webinar Fuel, you can still use this. Use this as your replay page. Remember, I told you sometimes changing environments, just going from the software to this, it might grab the attention of a few people that maybe weren't interested in watching it in software and such. Use all the assets and test all the assets. What this does is it wraps up creating our first automated webinar business. You've got all of these pages. For those of you that are new, you literally have all of these opt-in pages. There's 6 or 7 opt-in pages in here. A lot of them built by our students. You can see like right here, like here's an opt-in page that was built. I'm very, very zoomed in. Hold on. Probably doesn't look good because I'm so zoomed in. But look, I mean, we've got these awesome opt-in pages. Jody White built this. You get access to this. We have all the thank you pages. So you have plenty of opt-in pages and thank you pages that you can combine to use to promote that replay page or to promote, obviously, using it within the Webinar Fuel software. This is completely done. Partner with Anthony Alpha is ready to go. You can promote it at any time. But of course, you're going to need all of these pages, right? And then I also told you you can get all these other businesses. So let's talk about them real fast. This is your Success Connection Resource Center, all right? If you're a new student, I will give you the URL to this and the password to this in just a minute. I want you to focus for a second though, okay? So what do we have on this page and why did we build it? Well, first of all, if you haven't joined Partner with Anthony, you can do so. There's a link to do it right here on the top of the page. Our Facebook group, awesome Facebook group, tons and tons and tons of students every single week. I think we're approaching 20,000 students, and these are students. It's not just like people that found the group. Like this is 20,000 students that are in there helping each other. Literally, I see posts every single day of people that have made money, people that have gotten commissions, and people sharing how they did it. If you're not a member of the Facebook group, you're not doing everything that you can to be successful. I'm just gonna put it that way. You need to be a member of the Facebook group. It's free, and we don't sell anything in there, okay? So I didn't even like do a big thing in there that's like, get webinar fuel. You didn't see that. And it's because I don't sell in the group, right? It's a safe zone. All right. Also, you can follow me on YouTube. So here's the deal. We post 3 videos a week on YouTube. Tuesdays, we talk about affiliate marketing. Wednesdays, we talk about digital marketing, which is more like funnels and product creation. And then Thursday, we have a Unlock Success podcast where we talk to awesome industry leaders. We've had Russell Brunson on there. We've had Onyx Singhal on there. We've had so many people. It's great information. And it's a great way to kind of go into the weekend with a good mindset, right? And like really focused on what can you do differently to get better results than you've already been getting, right? And that's super, super important. So check it out. If you click there and you subscribe to YouTube and you turn on notifications. So if you subscribe to my YouTube channel, you turn on notifications and you watch some of my videos and comment and like them, as you can see, we're going to give away a done for you business that's actually already got the traffic flowing and money coming out, meaning it's a profitable done for you business, not just like what we're doing now, but like it's like a profitable done for you business. We're going to be giving one of those away to one person who's following me on YouTube and got notifications turned on and all that good stuff. So it's worth clicking the link and follow me. All of the funnels that we've built are built in ClickFunnels. If you're a new student, this might be new to you, but for the most part, all of you know about ClickFunnels. ClickFunnels is where we built all those pages. All of these pages, this page is built in ClickFunnels, which by the way, you guys can now see the button popped, right? So I left this rolling just so you could see that the button did pop. This page built inside of ClickFunnels. Again, something we give you completely free. All of these pages right here are built in ClickFunnels. So if you do not have ClickFunnels, then the very first thing that you will need to do before you go download any of these businesses we built is get ClickFunnels. You can click right there. You can get a completely free trial to ClickFunnels. And of course, you'll have a couple of weeks to sit there, try it out, use it for the businesses we've built for you. And if for any reason you're like, oh my gosh, none of this works, well, you can just not use ClickFunnels anymore. But I can tell you right now, we have the lowest cancellation rate or churn rate of anybody in the world with ClickFunnels. And it's because when you get ClickFunnels, you're not just buying a software that's just like sitting there. You're using it because we're building things for you and giving things to you every week that are very beneficial to you and to your business. And if you're serious about making money on the internet, you're serious about building your business, and you're serious about taking this opportunity to really do something, not just sit around and listen to other people talk, then you really need ClickFunnels. It's just it's a tool that we use in our business. And I mean, if you didn't see my webinar with Russell Brunson, I didn't know this, but he said I had more awards than anybody else in the whole ClickFunnels community. It's just stacks of awards. I have awards I didn't even know I had. And so, and I use ClickFunnels, right? I don't just promote ClickFunnels. I use ClickFunnels to build the businesses that generate all the revenue, that got all those awards. That's why I tell you to use it. It just works, right? So get ClickFunnels. There's a link right there for a completely free trial. Then what you can do is you'll notice we've built a lot of businesses over the years. You get access to all of these if you're a new student. You can have them completely free. All you got to do is click these download buttons. This is like Russell Brunson's book funnel. We literally had Russell build a book funnel for you. You get that completely free. You can scroll down here. Here's that 8-figure funnel formula, entire business. You get, just download all the assets. Boom, 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 boom. You click all the download buttons, you've got the whole business. There's an Inboxer Academy business. And look, if you just keep going down, there's tons of businesses. But when you get down here to the bottom, your Autowebinar business, okay? This little download button right here, your opt-in page and thank you page downloads, okay? If you click this right here, it will put all of these pages into your account, including this page right here, and it will already have the video loaded in it. So literally, you don't have to do anything. You literally just download it. You'll have this page just like this. And all you got to do is change that button to your affiliate link, and boom, you've got a sales video. You've got it set as a webinar replay. You've got the button ready. You can start promoting this. You earn $280 every single time somebody makes a sale. How many of you like that? Say yes. I see lots and lots of yeses. Very good. So all of these assets are on this page. Okay, so tons and tons of assets all on this page. How do you get to this page? I know that some of you are already asking me this, so I will show you how to get to this page. All right, you can go to this link right here. Write it down. It's go.thsc.com/funnel. I'm going to give you the password in just a second. I want you to write that down. Go.thsc.com/funnel. All right, I'm going to give you the password in 1 minute. First, I want to talk to you about next week. Next week, what we're going to do is we are going to, for the first part of the Success Connection, we're going to dive right in. There's going to be a lot of like hands-on training. I'm going to show you the basics to funnel stacking, okay? So if we were to just draw out some notes really fast for next week. All right, so next week, my handwriting is atrocious. Next week, I'm going to show you the basics to funnel stacking. And number two, you're going to vote on your next free business. So I'm going to come prepared with a poll, and you're going to answer that poll, and it's going to tell me what type of business we're going to build for you guys next, whether it's another book funnel or whether I'm building out a continuity program for you or another automated webinar, like whatever the case may be. You get to vote, you get to choose. I always let the community choose, and then I just go to work for you, right? Like, that's what I do. So next week, super important that you're here, because if you're here, you get to help decide what we're going to do. Does that make sense to everybody? Just say yes. Very, very good. Awesome, awesome, awesome. All right, well, one more quick thing. I'm going to give you the password. Tonight, I'm going to have Nick and Josh inside of our Facebook group as soon as we wrap things up here in the next 60 seconds or so. If you go in our Facebook group and you just write just a one-sentence blurb about why you love the Success Connection. That's all we want to know, is why do you love the Success Connection? Why do you show up here? If you write that in our Facebook group tonight, they're going to go through and randomly give away $100 to random people. I don't know how many $100 we'll give away, however much they give away. So you can win $100. All you got to do is just go in there and write one sentence on why you love the Success Connection, what it means to you, what it brings to your life, what it helps, what it helps you accomplish. That's all I want to know. Nobody sees this but me. It's not like it's free like publicity for me. Nobody sees it except the people in the group, right? Who are already students. For me, it's more or less just trying to see like what is driving you to be here with me every single Thursday night like this, right? So I'm super excited. If this was your first time, I hope you enjoyed tonight. Next week will be epic, because next week is the start of a new business. And that's where you really want to be on, is the start of a new business, because now we'll go for the next few weeks and we'll build another business together. And we just keep doing this because you guys keep getting results and you keep showing up. So I love it, and I'm appreciative of it, okay? So your password for tonight, go.vsc.com/funnel, and the password is stacking, S-T-A-C-K-I-N-G, stacking is the password. You can go there now, go.vsc.com/funnel, type in the password stacking, S-T-A-C-K-I-N-G, stacking. Why did I call it stacking? Well, because I truly feel like funnel stacking is going to help you guys crush it, going to help you make even more money. I'm excited to share it with you. I'm excited to teach you a little bit more about how we could do it with these particular businesses I've already built you, and give you ideas on how you could do it in the future. So make sure that you are here next week as we talk a little bit about funnel stacking, and then we get into the basics on what we're going to do for your new business, all right, that we're going to build together. So go.vsc.com/funnel. The password is stacking. If you don't have ClickFunnels, get ClickFunnels. You can see the link right there. Listen, guys, I want to thank you so much for being here. Hope you have a safe weekend, a great weekend. And of course, like I always say, do a little something this weekend that other people are not doing. That'll get you ahead of the game. Being ahead of the game gives you an edge. And that, man, we all need a slight edge, right, in this business. So stay safe, stay inside if you can. Like I say every single week, and I'll continue to say, whether people like it or not, put your mask on, right? If there's anything we can do, even if it just might work to help stop this craziness that's going on in the world, let's do our part, right? Let's just do our part to hope that the things that we do might make a difference, might save a life, and might help bring this craziness to an end, right? I pray for each of you each and every night. I love our community. I know that this COVID stuff has affected so many of you. My attorney lost both of his parents in a matter of 72 hours to COVID, and he's got it. It's a terrible thing, and I'm not getting blind to it. Like I see some people that are just like, whatever, you know, they're over being upset about it. But I realize it's affecting people. It's affecting a lot of you. It's affecting jobs. It's affecting health. It's affecting families. And each and every night, you know, I pray that all of you, people all around the world, but you know, especially our Success Connection community, that you're safe, and that if you are affected by this, that you come out of it on the right end. And I hope that I'm doing my part each and every week to give you a break from the craziness, help you see the light at the end of the tunnel, and help bring some positivity and some good direction into your life each and every week. So thank you so much for being here. Always humbled to see all of you on a Thursday night like this with me. It still shocks me how many people show up every single week to listen to what I have to say. I'm so thankful for that, and I look forward to seeing you all right here, same place, same time next Thursday on the Success Connection. Take care, everybody. Good night.